Okay, so a few things we got to get through here before I get to the whole thing. Okay, so again, we're going to do the bit where I do give my overall thoughts. Then there's going to be a big spoiler section and all of this. And then there'll be another break after that and we'll wrap things up. The commercials obviously represent the points if you want to skip over the spoiler bit. Also, you may notice that when I'm using my pictures for these that I've pasted over some of the more problematic elements with certain things like gender swap Star Wars cosplay. So again, just kind of trying to smooth things over a little bit there. Also, the spoiler section might be a little choppy because I will probably have to refer to my notes a few times. When you watch things over the span of a week and then you try to do it all in one big recap, you're going to need a bit of a refresher every now and then. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Mandalorian Season 2 gets an A. Don't think it shouldn't be too surprising. It seems the general consensus is across the board that the show is still hitting on all cylinders. It does a good job of bringing in new people, I think, and telling a grander mythos in the Star Wars universe while also still playing to the mythos in the Star Wars universe, if that makes any sense. It is probably the ideal expanded universe story brought to life. Like I said, it works in some other elements in there. We'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, the only real drawback I would say is, again, names. Sometimes, like I said, I'm having to look back to my notes and look up things for a refresher as to certain characters' names, because sometimes they don't even get mentioned. And sometimes they're mentioned so quickly that I don't even know what they are, because, I find out, oh, this planet is called this, and it's like, oh, no, actually it's called this. And it's like, okay, so you get the idea. But that's, really kind of nitpicky stuff, so it's not that bad. And like I said, this is getting an A.
New Star Wars fighter pods.
Unleash the pods.
Oh my! There's an epic new way to battle. Jedi versus Sith. Good versus evil. Build your army. Fire your pods. Unleash the destruction. And win the battle. Collectible, compatible, new Star Wars fighter pods. The fight begins at fighterpods.com. Ask a parent to go online.
Roll the galaxy.
Okay, so where we left off, Mando, or Dar Jin, or whatever his name is again, I just like calling him Mando, it's easier, was having to traffic a expecting frog person mother to the planet Trask as part of an exchange for getting Boba Fett's armor. Unbeknownst to him, Boba Fett is still alive and actually been following him trying to get the armor back. But that's a little concern because, like I said, this is an expectant mother who's laid some eggs and she has to take it to this special planet to get born because her husband is working on this planet and it's an ideal situation, not a desert planet because they're kind of frog people, like I said. Along the way, they get stranded briefly on basically an ice planet. It's not Hoth, but something like that. The child, is eating both of the woman's eggs and then eats another egg of a giant ice spider-like creature. However, two X-Wing pilots come to their aid because they respect Mando for, I think, the actions on the Republic ship at the end of the first season. Like I said, it's been a few weeks, I can't completely remember everything. But eventually they make it to Trask. Mando gets the ships repaired and he bumps into some other Mandalorians. One of them is Princess Bo-Katan Kryza, Katie Sackhoff's character. And another one is Casca Reeves. This is Sasha Banks, or Mercedes Varnado, if you want to get into technicality. And there's one other one, and they sort of point out that not all Mandalorians are the same, and they know that he's not, he's a foundling, he's not actually Mandalorian, just raised in the culture. But they ask him to assist on a mission, and the child gets kidnapped, and they're looking for Moff Gideon and the Darksaber to rule Mandalore. So I'll get, I guess I spoiled that a bit in advance, but anyway, from there, Bo-Katan is able to direct Mando to Ahsoka Tano, who is on Oh, I said I was going to need to take a break every once in a while. Corvus, sorry. Yes, the planet Corvus. But first, Mando has to take a bit of a brief stopover on Navarro to visit with Cara Dune and Carl Weathers' character, which I forgot to take the name down again. And that's like, we get more shenanigans with the child at this point, stealing macaroons from a kid at his school. Like, they've cleaned up this town. At the end of the story, Cara Dune is made a Marshal of the Republic, so it's discovered that there's, again, one of Moff Gideon's bases is still in operation, and they need to kind of go shut it down and destroy it. And kind of in the process, they discover the big planning that they've been doing is making the Dark Troopers. I know it's something from the EU. They're elite, all-mechanical stormtroopers. And added to that, it looks like that this is where you're getting the blood, because they wanted like Jedi DNA in there to help them wield the Force too, so they can, if the Jedi pop back up, they'll be easier to take down. And it's also hinted that this is probably where as a Grandmaster Snoke from the new trilogy came from, and also possibly the clone of Palpatine. So yeah, we get a little bit of insight in there. After that, it turns out that there was a tracking device placed on the ship, and Gideon is actually following them as well. And then we get the Ahsoka Tano episode, and that's on Corvus, and Mando is actually hired to kill Ahsoka, but he really just wants to work with her and figure things out. And this is where we learn the child's name is Grogu, and Ahsoka directs to another planet, Mando to another planet where there's this, for lack of a better term, Force Stone, and it will magnify the Grogu's abilities long enough that maybe he can reach out and find any other Jedi to take him in. So after he helps overthrow this tyrannical magistrate on this planet, it turns out that Ahsoka is trying to track down Grand Admiral Thrawn. Again, a big fan if you're familiar with the expanded universe bit. The whole Heir to the Empire trilogy, I think, revolved around General Thrawn. I know he appeared in Rebels. So yeah, I know that was a big, and I think Ahsoka's tracking of him was a big part of that. I didn't watch much of Rebels after season 1, unfortunately. I guess maybe I'll have to go back and refresh that. And anyway, he goes to this planet with this Force Stone on it. The Grogu starts signaling people, and then that Boba Fett and Fennec pop up. Fennec is in Boba Fett's debt because he saved her. Fennec is Ming-Na Wen's character from season 1. And Boba Fett basically explains that, the Mandalorian armor, his armor is, was his father's, and thus it's kind of willed to him, even though it's, I know there's a lot of shenanigans with Jango Fett and the Mandalorians. He's not a true Mandalorian, and they kind of said, oh, he's not one of us in that Clone Wars episode, and that cheesed off all the Mandalorian fans, and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, but yeah, he is technically, Boba Fett is actually the rightful owner of the armor, and so Mando is willing to let him have it. Unfortunately, in the process, this is when Gideon and the Dark Troopers arrive, and they take the child, and they destroy the Razor Crest. Boba Fett does get his armor back. However, because, everything was so important to Mando, Boba Fett is basically willing to work with him until it's all set right. And then we get a bit at the end, but we'll get to there. They go out in pursuit. They have to enlist Cara Dune again. Like I said, she's a Republic Marshal, and they need her to get Medfield, who's Bill Burr's character from the episode last year where there was the shenanigans on the Republic freighter, and he's in jail, and they need her to get him out so that they can infiltrate because he used to be an Imperial soldier, and they need to infiltrate this Imperial hideout to try to track down the coordinates of Gideon's ship. Everything goes there. They decide to leave Medfield on that planet because he fulfilled his part of the bargain, and they realize that he's actually kind of an honorable guy. So they basically say, oh, we'll just chalk it up to you being killed in this scenario. And from that, we get to the big grand battle where they corner Gideon. Basically, Boba Fett runs some distractions, Mando runs some distractions. They also enlist the Mandalorians from Trask. Bo-Katan, again, wants the saber, the dark saber. Mando actually winds up squaring off with Gideon and gets the dark saber and beats him and gets the dark saber. And because of that, he is now the rightful heir to the throne of Mandalore. And he wants to give it to Bo-Katan, but she can't take it unless she beats him in combat, even though he says he yields. And as this is happening, earlier the Dark Troopers have been activated again, but Mando managed to eject most of them out into space, but then they come back and they start pounding their way in, and it's then that this weird X-Wing shows up. And on the X-Wing, the pilot doesn't identify himself, but it's Luke Skywalker. I think at this point that's the big reveal that everything's happening. He starts mowing his way through everyone. He mows down all the Dark Troopers, and he gets to the bridge. Gideon is knocked unconscious at this point because Cara Dune wants to take him hostage because there's a big bounty on his head. There's a big bounty on his head, and there's a lot of information in there. And like I said, Luke basically talks to Grogu and basically says, "Look, he doesn't want to go with me, but part of him knows he has to go with me, but he needs your blessing. He needs Mando's blessing, which Mando gives him." And they leave. I will say this about the Luke Skywalker thing, like, yeah, it's a really bad CGI de-aging in this. I thought the Moff Tarkin, Peter Cushing in Rogue One was good. The Carrie Fisher, not so much, but I thought that was good. So it's like, I know it works better than this, but yeah, it was really bad. Like, you can tell it's just a stunt double they mapped Mark Hamill's face onto, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, but yeah, still, the child leaves with Luke, and we're kind of left wondering that. And then we get a post-credits scene where Boba Fett and Fennec return to Tatooine. They return to Jabba's stronghold, where Bib Fortuna has apparently been running the Hutt crime empire. And they kill Bib Fortuna. They free a couple of the slave girls. And it looks like that we then get a preview for Boba Fett's series, the Book of Boba Fett, where I guess he's going to take over the Hutt criminal empire, at least on Tatooine. Okay, so I hope that was sufficed enough. I guess I only took about one little break in there. Like I said, this does a really good job of balancing stuff that diehard Star Wars fans are going to like, but then stuff that people who are just only passively familiar with Star Wars are going to get too. I think it does a good job of world building. Like I said, I want more Mandalorian. I'm interested for the Book of Boba Fett. I think that's all going to work really well. I am wondering, where are they going to go from here? I guess it's going to be more rebuilding Mandalore, or again, now he has Bo-Katan possibly as an enemy because she wants the Darksaber, and we don't know exactly where that's going to go, but again, it leads to interesting ideas that can be explored. It's good world building, and like I said, it does a good job of placating diehards while also allowing new people to come into it and experience Star Wars in a new way. So again, to not constantly tie into the Jedi stuff really does help. So yeah, that's why I gave it an A.
Now from Kenner's Star Wars collection, it's the Patrol Dewback action figure sold separately.
Let's find the droids, Dewback. Hi, R2.
You can imagine you're a stormtrooper on the Patrol Dewback, searching for R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Look both ways, Dewback.
By moving his tail, you can make Dewback's head turn left and right. You can move his legs, too.
He found us. Good work, Dewback.
The new Star Wars Patrol Dewback from the Star Wars collection. Action figures each sold separately by Kenner.
Okay, so yeah, again, I know this is a lot later than a lot of other video reviewers have gotten their stuff up. I mentioned this in the wrestling video, so if you didn't watch that, I'll say it again. My 40th birthday was on Friday, which is when the season finale premiered, so I was a little busy. Also, I had some other things. I was in the middle of scripting the random trade review, which is going to be the next video on Aphrodite 9. I had a big Zoom chat with members of my family that I haven't seen in a long time. Again, 40th birthday. And, I had some holiday shopping I had to finish up with. Other things, kind of a lot. It was a busy week, so I didn't quite get to it as soon as a lot of people would have. Like I said, even now, this is probably, I'm hoping to get this up on Wednesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. It's either going to be Wednesday or the next day, Christmas Eve. Probably in the afternoon. Like I said, I need to get some more pictures for better episode descriptions, hopefully. At least I didn't take as many pauses as I thought I was going to. Anyway, like I said, the next video is going to be the random trade review on Aphrodite 9. I will probably do Soul. Like I said, I'm going to do Soul well after Christmas. Probably as the last video for 2020. And like I said, I'm not really getting much for early January in terms of movie and TV reviews. I do plan on doing WandaVision. That's probably going to be the big one. I don't know if how I'm gonna do that. Like, when I do the split thing where I review one episode and then review the rest, it's a lot easier when all of it's available at once. And I know WandaVision isn't going to be that way, so it's going to be more like Mandolorian. So I might tweak that in some other ways. There'll still be a few other videos, obviously. There'll be a random trade review. I'm not doing New Year's Evil, just so you know, the NXT special. But yeah, I'll probably bring back the Madden videos because I've been meaning to get back to those. Because I like doing that. Anyway, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help support my channel at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help request a movie, even if it's something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or the next Purge film. I'll review it.